Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is an extra special one. We're gonna create like a custom palette, like my perfect Adept Cosmetics palette, I would say. It's gonna be grungy, it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be shifty, it's gonna be multi-chromey, everything. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I've curated it here and I absolutely love the way this came out. Obviously, I mismatched Minka palette as well as Heather Austin palette and I created my perfect color story. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. And I also created this eye look using my custom palette. So if you guys are ready, let's begin. Okay, so today we are playing with Adept Palettes and I cannot be more excited. We are playing with two palettes today. This is the beautiful Minka palette, which is like gorgeous, shimmery, sparkly, like all goodness. And this is the Heather Austin palette, which, you know, like the color story is just amazing, like absolutely amazing. I'm going to take all the shades out. I'm going to create like my perfect colorful jewel tone multi-chrome palette that is absolutely perfect for me. That would give me like variety of looks that would just help me just feel beautiful. So let's start depotting all these shadows and then we'll create like a custom palette. Maybe in the Heather Austin palette because it has more of like that black background. I feel like it'll pop more on this. So let's begin. I think we should at least start with the shades that calls out to me the most. And I feel like I definitely need to have most of the mattes, if not all the mattes, just because Adept is heavy on the shimmer side. And these are like my absolute favorite shimmers from the Minka palette. So this, I'm sure, actually I have to get Nora too. I really love this Nora shade. Okay, now out of the back, I feel like from the Heather Austin palette, this can go, this mustardy tone, just because I feel like that's not me. I would rather take like purples and like this mid-tone everyday shade, like crease shade for me, and this, and also this deeper green. Yeah, I think that would be my tone. I also feel like there are too many like mid-tone purples here, like pinky purple, normal purple, cool tone purple, whatever. I definitely would like prefer these multi-chromes over these purples. So let's take these out. Maybe this Austin shade too. Like I love that shade. Like look at this beauty. I love that shade. But I feel like this is too much like shebang for me. We'll see. I want to keep this orange because this creates a beautiful shade. I don't think we need this. Let's take Hey All. I love this shade, but Hey All out. Yeah, let's just empty this. I definitely want this. I definitely want this. This too. Love this shade. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So let's close this and make a color story first. These are the things that I am more gravitated towards. As compared to this, obviously we do have these shades too. Actually, let's just depot. So let's count. We have to play with 12 shades, that's for sure. So let's make a color story. This blue and purple would be gorgeous together. This out of the back that I see is, I feel like these all are gonna look similar. It's absolutely not like dupes to each other, but I feel like if I have to choose among this purpley blue shade, or these multi-chrome and this blue, I would take this away. I really want like something gunmetal. So I'll take this Ava shade. I think that this would give so much more dimension. Let's take Passport out, although I love that shade. Sorry about the sound. I think this is a good place because I really like this Cora shade, Linda shade, but I feel like this can act like so much more on the eyes, and this can give a lot of like dimension, like that goldeniness, copperiness on the eyes, and this gunmetal would be good for cool tone looks. So let's do that. I'm going to take this away and start building our palette. Yeah, I think this makes more sense. Let's put this in the palette. I cannot tell you how much I love this. Like, this is so pretty. Like, look at that. That is so gorgeous. Oh my God. This might be the favorite curated palette that I've done. Like, oh, wow. And the dimension is just stunning. Like, look at the mirror. And then you'll be able to see. Like, wow. Wow. Okay. Let's start swatching. Like, look at that beauty. Look at that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I am in love. Absolute love. Now let's move on to the outro and see what look do we create with this palette. Don't even mind my hair. I just hopped out of the shower. Let's hop on to creating a look with this palette. I feel like this is so fun. So fun. Oh my God, I cannot even. Okay, let's begin. I'm gonna first start off, I think, with the shade actually Austin. And obviously, me and purples go really well together, if you don't know. So I'm gonna first start off there. Look how pigmented that shadow is. Should we do a halo eye? I think we should. It's been quite some time. And if you don't know, this shadow is from the Minka palette. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you saw me curating the palette, so you know. I'll pop all the shade names on the screen for you guys, just so that you know which shade I'm using. So I'm not focusing on like blending this, just placing the shadow so that we can get like the depth. Now, for the inner corners, I'm going to take like a smaller brush. Yeah, let's take this. Same shade, Austin. This is BK Beauty A504. And just concentrate that right there. I'm taking a smaller precise brush for this, like the inner corners, just because I don't want it to be like raccoon-like and go out of my hands. So I definitely want this like blended too, just like that. Now I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and then dip into this shade. This is also from the Minka palette. This beautiful like lilac shade. And this is just perfect to blend that purple. I'm going to go back onto that darker purple shade. Just because I don't want to lose that depth, but I want to blend too. Oh, I just love that shade. And this is with no additional product, just going back with that same brush. Just like that. Now I'm going to take this shade, Atlas. This is like that tan shade. And this would be my crease shade. I feel like that's just like the perfect shade for me for my crease. It's not overly warm, but it is warm at the same time, but not so over. See, that's just like a perfect transition for me. Oh, so pretty. Okay, what are we gonna do? We can do so much. Should we play safe? Because I am so excited for this. So excited for this. And that will match my top so well. Or should we do this? That's all from like Minka. Or should we mismatch? Maybe we should mismatch. What do you say? Maybe we can start with Smith and then top it off with this or this. Maybe Smith and this, because this is holographic. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna first take my NYX glitter glue because we always need that. I'm gonna just take it on the brush and pop it right on the center. We don't need much. Even that slight little bit was like too much. What did we say? Did we say Smith? I think we said Smith, right? So let's take Smith. And this is like a beautiful like green gold shade. Can you see that? Oh my God. Look at that. It just pops like crazy. Oh my goodness. And obviously you can just call it a day by just putting that. Like me being extra, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Because this by itself is just amazing. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? Oh my God. Okay. Going back into that small blending brush with Austin and just blending the edges. Just so that there's no harsh lines and everything is flowing smooth. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna first take the shade Hey Y'all. Let's take it on the brush actually. I cannot even. I'm just gonna pat it right there on the center. Right on the center, just for a subtle pop. Can you see that? Oh my God. It just makes my heart dance. These shades are just amazing. I mean, you've heard me rave about this palette. I'm going with the brush just so that you can see that green also pop through. But if I go with my fingers, you know, it's just gonna take it over. And then I'm gonna take this shade. This is also from Minka palette, the holographic shimmer shade. And I'm just going to pop that in the inner corners. And that's just amazing. Amazing. Okay. For the lower lash line, I'm going to first take this shade. Just dust it all across the eyelid. Not eyelid, lower lash line. I'm going to take Austin. Right there. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of Mythology. I think it's Mythology. I don't think this has changed. And I'm gonna just put that on the outer corners, just because we do have that green on the lid. I just want to tie it on the lower lash line too. Just going back into that purple shade, just intensifying the outer corners, just a tad little bit. And then taking the blending brush with no additional product and just blending out the edges. That's just so pretty. Okay, I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that's how things are looking so far. I'm just finishing off my lips with the Ladybug Glow lipstick in the shade Eden. It's a perfect like nude shade for me. I really love it. And that's my final eye look. I really love how the palette came together, and I love the eye look that you can create using this palette. I mean, the world is your oyster when these many shades are there in the palette for you. I love the deep grungy tones. I love the inclusion of like two crease shade, transitioning shade, and so many multi-chrome, duochrome, shimmery, shifty eyeshadows. This is what dreams are made of. I love this curation of the palette that we did together. And that's all for today, guys. If you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.